only Pop DBIC, the Primetime Capper, and it is time for the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Let's go ahead and jump into our first topic of the day, and that's going to be this. It's going to be the Cincy make an impact this year in the Big-12. And I'm talking about their football team. You know, we don't have to talk about basketball yet, but will their football team make an impact? Because we all know that this team, for a few seasons, they had only lost a game. And I think last year, they lost about 3 last year. So they probably lost about 4 games in the last 4 years, probably. You know what I mean? And so they're stepping up. They're stepping up big time. We know the basketball program isn't what it used to be. You know, we know that. You know, since Mick Cronin left, the program has kind of became a middling program in a sense. And, you know, they always had the advantage in the AAC. If they had a 21 season, they'll get in the tournament, no problem. You know, but now they're in the Big 12. Having a 21, 22 win season in the Big 12 is automatic tournament for you. You know what I mean? But it's going to get hard. It's going to get really, really hard because the Big 12 is the best basketball conference in the nation. But now it's starting to possibly turn into the second best football conference in the nation. And for a while, it was the ACC. But now it seems like the Big 12, with the removal of Oklahoma and Texas after this year, may be one of the stronger conferences we've seen in some time, because you have a Cincinnati team that's traditionally a very strong program when it comes to football. And they have been able to put together some really good teams over the last decade. And 2 of those teams were able to be in the top 5 as well, too, at the end of the year. So I think 3 of them, actually. And so now you put them in the Big 12. It's no more this, okay, we're playing in the conference that's binging on being a major conference or being a mid major. No, now we're in a major conference again. You know, haven't been in a major conference literally since the Big East. But we all know that this team is prepared for the moment. They've put themselves against some of the better teams in the nation over the last few years in preseason games, and this has been able to help this team get to where they need to today. And, you know, Cincinnati has a lot of street credibility right now with the recruits. Sauce Gardner seen as the premier young cornerback in the league. Desmond Ridder is the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, and they are one of the favorites to win that division this year, led by him. So there's a lot of things that Cincinnati has built to ensure that they're going to be a competitive team in the Big 12. The Big 12 is going to be tough. But I think that this team is built perfectly for this conference. They're going to have some great games against an oldie but goodie rival in West Virginia, a team that they go years back with. They keep Houston around, which had became a really good rivalry game there at the end of the year, because usually it was at the end of the season and usually it was for the AAC title. So that's huge that they're coming. BYU, though, will be a fun matchup for Cincinnati, in my opinion. But I look forward to games like the Texas game, the Oklahoma game. You know, those games are going to be really, really intense, in my opinion, because now they bring a new type of team to this division. I mean, to this conference, and it just pretty much gets you really excited about college football and its future, because now you have a true power conference that have teams in place that for years needed power teams to lose. Now they're in this conference and they are now can prove to the rest of the nation that they're more than capable of beating the teams that they say that they can't beat. I truly do feel that these 4 teams coming into the conference this year, they're not going to be bottom feeders at all. UCF, Houston, BYU, Cincinnati, all these teams were very good teams coming from the conferences that they're coming from. So it should be a good season for Cincinnati. I see a bowl in the loop as well too for this team, and I think there's just a lot of things to build on here at Cincinnati, and this is going to be huge for this university moving forward into now and into the future when it comes to bringing in those big time recruits. Now, when they have a 5-star recruit, it will not be questioned. It's gonna be fun. And Cincinnati's probably the team that has the best system in the conference, in my opinion, that really builds players. And you notice that they don't have anybody running to that portal. So there's a lot of things that get you excited about Cincinnati football if you are a Bearcats fan